everybody to our first coaches lunch of the season. Obviously Hardrocker Athletics got kicked off with a bang this weekend. We have some coaches and some athletes that are going to speak to you, but a big thank you to Pizza Ranch for hosting us again this year. It'll be the first Tuesday of every month, so the next one will be on October 3rd at 11:30. A couple of announcements. Hardrocker Athletics and the Hardrock Club put together that's an online auction that will open Saturday at noon. You can go to GoRockers.com and you can bid on some different items, and all the proceeds go to support Hardrocker Athletic Scholarships. So GoRockers.com and look at the items, and it starts next Saturday at noon and goes through homecoming. So you got a week to bid on some items. Thirdly, our golf tournament will be next Friday, or a week from this Friday, at Arrowhead at 10 a.m. So if you haven't signed up for the golf tournament, please do so. And also, great start. We had football kicking off with a win. Volleyball's had some wins behind them. Lauren will come up and talk. And I think the cross country had a great week in Wyoming. And golf has a home invite at Red Rock Golf Course on September 18th and 19th. So if you want to go out and watch some golf, that'll be here in town. And also on Wednesday, this week at 6 p.m., our soccer team will be out at Dakota Fields if you'd like to go out and cheer on the Hardrockers. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up Coach Joe for cross country first, and then we'll have his athlete, and then we'll move on with Lauren and Coach Charlie, and then I'll say one more thing and just at the end.
Thanks, Brad, for the clap. Appreciate that. Very nice of you. So I brought Kat here with me. She's a sophomore on our cross country team, track and field as well. I'll give you guys a brief rundown of the weekend, and then I know you want to talk to her because I'm sure she's more interesting than I am. We did go down to the University of Wyoming. It's our first time competing at this meet. It's a reasonably new meet in the region. It's primarily a Division I meet. There are some Division II and NAIA teams that go. But we wanted to expose our team to as much high-end competition as possible. There's a limited number of opportunities, and so we wanted to learn by competing against the best. I did think it was a good week. We had 13 men on the team last year, and we got 28 on the roster this fall, so the roster's a lot bigger. On the gals side, we're all healthy, and we returned the majority of our top 5, so I thought our showing was good. The women beat all the Division II opponents in the meet, so that was good. We only lost to Division I teams. On the men's side, we did knock off one D1 team. Almost got Texas Tech. They had 88 points, and they had 82 points, and we had 98 points. So that was exciting to almost beat a very, very good Division I program. We've got some guys on our team that are breaking up the top 5 at Colorado State. And Colorado State has been one of the best Division I programs in the United States. And if you're one of the top 25 teams in the country in Division I, you're probably maybe the #1 team in Division II. So when I look at our program from where it was last year to this year, we've taken enormous strides to look at it and say we've got guys that are now like scholarship guys at top D1 programs. To say that that's our top guy at the school of mine is exciting. So really happy to be here. Happy for year 2 for me. And this is Kat, and you can explain your major and where you're from and how about the best coach that you've ever worked with.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kat. I am a second year here at Mines. I'm actually registering this year, so I didn't compete in Wyoming, but I'm a biomedical engineering and computer science major, and I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, so lots of fun out there. More fun out here, though.
Any questions for us?
Now, what do you plan on doing with your career?
So right now what I'm looking at is going to be data analysis, specifically in biomedical engineering field, or AI programming, also specifically for biomed. So I guess the best way I can explain it in layman's terms is, a couple years ago they did surgery on 3. Kind of that kind of AI thing, and then using the data received from those machines and transforming it into something that doctors and people who maybe aren't trained in the computer science or the engineering field would be able to read more easily.
got an audience here. Talk up the fact that you are donating a...
Oh, yes. Yeah, so I came up with this idea because I didn't have any, I was telling Joel Lucan, no amazingly cool merchandise to hand out for the auction. But what I do have is, when I was a younger man, I was a fly fishing guide in different parts of the United States. And it was a part-time job in the summer. And it's something I can provide value by giving a half-day guided fly fishing trip in the Black Hills. If you would like to come along, I can promise that we are going to catch a lot of fish. I will teach you everything that you need to know. I'll provide all the gear. It'll be an amazing experience, and you will walk away with this wonderful feeling of reward. Yes. No, I hope you do. I'm fortunate that anybody would bid on this because it would be enjoyable for me. I'm looking forward to meeting hopefully some really cool alumni through the process. So.
How can you find out details when
Did you release this?
Yeah, you go to GoRockers.com and there's the link that has all the items on it.
Yeah, and I am flexible with how it is formatted. So if someone, based on experience level, I can mitigate the activity to a high level, moderate level, entry level. I've got the gear to meet the requirements. If we're in a season where we want to do stream trout versus smallmouth bass versus whatever, all of the different techniques and fish species we can go after based on age, experience, and desire. So.
you can handle rookies like me?
Oh, I'm sure we'll learn together, right? It'll be great. So, anything else? Thank you.
Hi everybody. We are coming off of our first weekend of season. We played a tournament at Chadron State. We always play 2 non-conference preseason tournaments before we start our RMAC play. So we went to Chadron State last weekend. We go to Black Hills this weekend. So we're staying close to home, which I kind of did on purpose because our RMAC schedule was so crazy, but we had a lot of fun in Chadron. A little different experience than just going there for conference play. Played 4 matches against Moorhead, played them twice, York College, they're from Nebraska, and then we played Chadron. So we came out 3-1. We should have been 4-0, but that first match against Moorhead, I think we just had a lot of learning curves and old nerves just getting them out, but we took care of business day 2 for sure. But we had some fun too. We went bowling in Chadron. I'm not sure if any of you have gotten to experience the nightlife of Chadron, but the bowling alley is 10 out of 10. We had a wonderful time. And then, yeah, it was a great weekend. Like, we had solid performances from a lot of our returners. We have a lot of newcomers on the floor, so you're gonna be seeing a little different style of play from us, I think, and also just a lot of new faces that you're not used to, so it should be fun. But anyway, yeah, we're going to play 4 games this weekend at Black Hills. If any of you are around, we'd love to see you there. Should be very competitive as well. We're going to play Billings, Mary, Texas A&M, Kingsville, and Northern State. So we play all those 4 teams in Black Hills. But anyway, the most important stuff. This is Hannah Bennis, also known as Beans or Beanie, as we call her. Hannah is a sophomore, and I'll let her talk about herself, but Hannah is our libero and also one of our team captains. So as you know, in volleyball, libero, they wear the different colored jersey, which means they're our greatest defender, passer, back row player. So Hannah has to stay in the game all the time. She doesn't get to come out unless, of course, her middle is serving, but that's it. Hannah is in the game all the time. She had a fantastic weekend, and I know that she's going to have many more fantastic weekends ahead of her, but it played out of her mind. And yeah, I'll let her kind of talk about herself.
I'm Hannah Bennis. Like Coach said, everyone calls me Beans pretty much, so if you hear that, they're talking about me. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering major. Right now, I kind of want to go into like aerospace stuff, space technology, that sort of thing, but I think it's up for change as I keep taking more mechanical classes. I'm from Antioch, Illinois, and it's a northwest suburb of Chicago, so like an hour north of Chicago-ish. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Any questions? Yes, Bradley.
So, you said you're sophomore.
Yes.
What's the biggest difference between year 2 from year 1 for you?
I think one of the biggest differences is obviously now I'm in like all my major specific classes, so those are a little more difficult and like concepts for mechanical specifically. But I think a really big difference was now like freshman year's over, I have like a certain system down for how I'm gonna handle all my classes. So just like going into a sophomore year in the beginning, it's a lot more smoother than maybe like jumping in freshman year and getting used to all the difficult classes.
And what about athletically?
I think after year 1, you kind of know what to expect with preseason and just like all the responsibilities that you have from your sport, not just like going to practice and going to team, like there's so many team bonding things that we want to do together, so just like being able to help plan those now as a captain too, I think it's a lot more fun than just like going in kind of freshman year and being like, oh, like what are we doing?
How did you get your nickname Beans?
From my last name. So it's pronounced Bennis, but when I came in, everyone like didn't really know how to say it. So at camp, when we came and all worked to camp in July before freshman year, they were like, "You say beans?" And I was like, "No," but then it just kind of stuck. So everyone started calling me that. So, yeah.
I have a question for Lauren.
Okay.
Can you explain how your schedule is changing this year with the pods?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Hardrocker Volleyball is a completely different system in terms of how we get ranked in conference. So of course, if you're top 8 in conference, you go to Hardrocker playoff. So how we get ranked is important. This year, we only will play every Hardrocker opponent once, and that is what will matter for rankings to get into postseason. We will play 2 different weekends. We're calling them pod weekends because basically if it's a pod weekend, it means it's a non-conference match. So we're playing conference teams, but they don't count towards conference record, they just count for a non-conference record. So we play one weekend where we play Shadron and BH down at Shadron. Obviously very big rivalries and all that good stuff, but they don't count towards our conference record. And then we play another pod, which is based on our rankings from last year. So we, as a 7th seed from last year, will host the 8th and 9th seed, which is Fort Lewis and UCCS. So when we host Fort Lewis and UCCS during that one weekend, again, it goes towards our overall record, but not our conference record. But then all of the other matches that we play outside of those 2 weekends are going to be what matters for us to get into postseason. So a little different than we're used to. And of course on our schedule, like on the website, it should donate or tell you which ones count, but it does matter in terms of what will put us in our postseason tournaments. So a little different, but more fun too. So we only get to play BH once for conference, down at BH. So we're gonna need everyone to be there and give us lots of support and have some fun. Cool. Anything else? Awesome. We'll be at BH this weekend. We'd love for you guys to come down if you're around, and if not, we'll see you at our first home match. Okay.
Well, first of all, it's great to see everybody again. Really want to say thank you to our fans, Hardrocker Nation, for showing up last Friday night. What a great night of football it was for the fans as well as for us. Great crowd, lots of energy, and that was good to see. Our kids work a lot during the summertime and the winter time to put themselves in position. So, I can't thank our fan base enough for that. Obviously, our first game this past Friday night, we played Valley City State, who's an NAI opponent for a lot of you that have been around. They were actually in our league about 10 years ago as part of the DAC 10 conference. So, their head coach and a lot of their staff had a lot of familiarity with the environment and how things were going to be. And we talked about that. And, that was really their second game. Not a lot of people knew they actually had a game under their belt. So the first half for us, I think we were still kind of working out some first game jitters. where they had a game under their belt. It kind of took our kids a little bit to get back to some normalcy in regards to the game of football, the speed of the game. Again, a very high quality opponent. Valley City does an unbelievable job. They're very well coached, and that second half, I was really proud of our kids and just how they came out and competed. I really challenged them at halftime is we just got to go and do the things we need to do, but just do it at a higher level. Get out and compete and play hard. And that second half, I think you could really see the growth of our program. We have a lot of younger kids playing this year than what we've had in the past, and again, that first half, you could tell those younger kids were just slowly starting to get their feet wet, and all right, this is college football. And in the second half, they just kind of let the game come to them. So very proud of our kids and how they responded the second half, and were able to come away with a big win for us in our program moving forward this season. This next week, we go to Truman State University in Kirksville, Missouri. Going to be a very tough opponent. Last year they finished 9-2. Honestly, should have probably been a playoff team. They play in a region which is probably one of the toughest regions in Division II football, and they were the 8th seed. Probably, like I said, should have been the 7th seed. And they have a huge number back from their returning starters. Their quarterback is probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country. Nolan's not a very big kid, but the kid's been a winner from high school all the way up until his days at Truman. So we know we've got a big test for us this weekend, going on the road for the first time. It's a long trip, so we're actually going to leave Thursday afternoon and go halfway to about Omaha, stay the night, and then drive the rest of the way Friday. So from our standpoint, it's going to be a great football game that will really set us up for conference play against a very high quality opponent. So we're excited to get back on the field and play game 2 for us this year, our last non-conference game. Today I brought with me Casey Knudsen, one of our senior captains. Casey's a defensive back and a punter. Wasn't able to punt this past weekend because of a little hamstring deal. So, but again, Casey's been a big contributor for us, not only on the defensive side. This past week had a crucial turnover, big interception for us in the latter part of the game. But again, just a great leader within our football team. Does a lot of things off the field that we ask of our leadership council and our senior captain. So I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, my name is Casey Knudsen. I'm a 5th-year senior now, safety from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'll be graduating in December, so I'm almost done.
Any questions for Casey or myself?
You have a job lined up yet?
I'm talking to one company out of South Denver right now, but I'll go to the career fair and see what goes on there.
I got a question for Casey.
Yeah.
So, first contest, you're playing a good team, but perception is because it's an NAIA team, we're gonna steamroll or whatever. How do you approach a game, knowing every opponent matters? How do you still get yourself up for it when you're supposed to beat them?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of expected us to roll over them because we played Mayville, who was another NAIA school a couple years ago, and the result was a lot different. And just kind of preparing like every opponent's kind of like the best opponent you're going to see, and especially being that first game, we're all excited for it, and just kind of making sure that we do the little things right and not kind of just being like, okay, we should be better than these guys, and just kind of focusing on the things that we need to.
Anybody else? Again, thank you for your support. This game this weekend is at noon Central Time, so it'll be an 11 o'clock kickoff here in Mountain Time. So again, sleep in a little bit and get ready to listen to some Hardrocker football Saturday, and then the following week we'll be back for our conference opener for homecoming. So again, really excited to see everybody come out and continue to support our Hardrockers, and best of luck to the rest of the other sports that are competing this next weekend. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Just a couple things before you guys get out of here. I want to make sure that we acknowledge our athletes of the week. So Jalen Fry, he's a 6-year transfer from Bemidji State. He finished with 136 rushing yards on 16 carries and a touchdown. in the game over Valley State. He is a business management and technology graduate student. What is his number? 3. So I always like to know everybody's number, so watch for number 3 on the football field. And then for volleyball, we have Alessandro Mayoni. She's originally from Italy, and she's a transfer from Western Nebraska Community College. She helped lead the Rockers to a 3-1 tournament at Chadron State, leading the team with 54 kills on a hitting percentage of .379. She is a biomedical engineering major. What's her number, Lauren? 5. So watch for number 5 on the volleyball court. Okay, that'll give you guys. I need to do that so I make sure that I can zero one and P. But again, thanks for coming. If you go to the Go Rockers website, that pretty much has everything you would need. It has the option. It has so you can watch online when the teams are on the road, and then homecoming game kickoff 1 p.m. Okay, on the 16th, there's going to be lots of activities, lots of fun stuff. Hall of Fame induction, cannot wait for that. It's favorite Saturday of the whole year. But again, thanks for your support. We couldn't do what we do without you. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon.